On August 28, 1988, around 300,000 fans gathered at the Ramstein US Air Force Base in West Germany to watch an air show featuring the Italian Air Force. During the performance, however, a mid-air collision resulted in what was, at the time, the deadliest air show disaster in history. With the onset of the Cold War, growing tensions with the Soviet Union forced the United States to move their air presence away from East Germany. As part of the NATO expansion plan, France agreed to provide Air Force base sites in their zone of occupation in Rhineland-Palatinate. Construction began on the Ramstein Air Force Base near Kaiserslautern in 1949, and it opened on June 1, 1953. Created in 1961, the Italian Air Force's aerobatic demonstration team, the Frecce Tricolori, or Tricolor Arrows, consisted of 10 pilots. While only the best pilots were considered for membership, the team got off to a rocky start, suffering 4 accidents in their first year. One of the highlights of their performance was the pierced heart maneuver, where 2 groups of planes would fly in opposite directions to form a heart. Another aircraft would then pierce the heart. During the afternoon of August 28, 1988, the Frecce Tricolori performed this stunt at the end of the air show. As planned, the 2 heart-forming groups passed each other. However, the heart-piercing aircraft, known as Pony 10, came in too low and too fast. It collided with the lead plane, Pony 1, destroying its tail section. Pony 1 then spiraled out of control, colliding with another plane, Pony 2. Pony 1's pilot ejected, but was killed as he hit the runway before his parachute could open. His plane then collided with the medevac helicopter situated on a nearby taxiway, killing its pilot. Pony 2 then crashed beside the runway, exploding into a fireball, killing its pilot on impact. The plane that caused the accident, Pony 10, continued across the runway in flames towards the spectators and crashed into the grandstand. Less than 7 seconds elapsed between the time of the initial impact and the collision with the grandstand, leaving spectators little time to escape. The disaster revealed serious shortcomings in the handling of large-scale emergency procedures by both German civil and American military authorities. US military personnel did not immediately allow German ambulances onto the base, as a necessary permission had to be granted. To make matters worse, it wasn't until an hour after the accident that enough ambulances had arrived to treat the injured. While American helicopters and ambulances provided the quickest means of evacuating burn victims, they lacked sufficient capacities for treating them while in transit to hospital. One paramedic at the scene stated, "At the time we arrived shortly after 5 o'clock, there were no injured people, no more. We could see that the last badly injured people were loaded into American helicopters. We could see some pickup trucks with injured people transporting them away. It was not possible to find an officer in charge, a director of operations, or even a contact person. So we got to the hospital by our own initiative. Asking several action forces, paramedics, police officers, nobody could name a director of operations. I was asking for a managing paramedic of the operation to coordinate the evacuation, but there was none." In the aftermath of the disaster, an investigation was undertaken to determine the cause. Video footage from spectators showed that Pony 10, the piercing aircraft, had come in too low and too fast, but could not determine why. The collision was attributed to pilot error. In all, 3 pilots and 67 spectators were killed in the disaster. 2 memorials were erected in honor of the victims. One open to the public outside the base, and another inside the base itself.